Hello folks, welcome to the canal channel Jose. Today we're going to show you a problem air conditioning system that it might be losing pressure and you don't know how or why it's losing pressure, and you keep adding and adding and adding gas or freon. After so much time it starts losing that coldness. So we're going to show you what a quick diagnosis you can do to verify these components are leaking or not leaking and letting out the pressure. So with that said, let's jump right into it to show you this quick diagnosis that you can do. And it's very hard to diagnose where the leak is happening because there's so many components and you can't see unless you got a special oil in there and a light and goggles. But other with the pressure gauge or the manifolds, you can't really tell where the pressure is being lost. But you can verify something real quick by removing these caps for the low side and the high side that cover these little valve stems for the air conditioning, and those little valves leak. So we're going to show you how you can verify that or that one is the problem on the pressure loss. These can be replaced just like the tire stem when there's no pressure on the system. That pressure has to be, we have to verify first, and then we have to depressurize the system to change these. So let's test it and see if this is the problem. So the diagnosis that we do is that we remove those caps, and if we know that there's pressures, what we do is we're going to add a little bit of the drinking water right into the cup of the valve, and especially they're pointing up, that's going to even better because the water's going to stay there, and we're going to be able to see if the bubbles start building up in the water. And once we know that those valves are leaking slowly, and we're gonna get compressed air and blow into it so the water shoots out, and then we're gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna extract all the freon to perform the repairs. But this is just this is just to show you the diagnosis of those valves leaking or not leaking, not that process of evacuating the system of that. This is just to diagnose if those valves are leaking. Now that we know that that valve is a problem where the gas or the freon is being lost slowly, now we can, for us to open or replace the valve, we need to evacuate the system properly, and that requires a cylinder and other equipment so we can evacuate and have the system ready to be open, because right now it's under pressure and there's so much freon in there that we can just let off in the air on the atmosphere. So we need to recover properly so we can work on the system. Once we get to that point, we're going to show you the replacement of the valve, and then we have to recharge the system. But for now, this is just the diagnosis where we were losing the freon because we kept adding and adding, and now we know where the problem is. Now we just use compressed air to blow on that orifice, get the air water out of it, evaporate, and then put the caps back on. And now we can continue with the next step, which is recovering the freon to work for the replacement. So we'll have the video on how we do the replacement of those valves in the future. And well, folks, hopefully this info is useful and helpful on how to diagnose if those valves are the cause of the pressure loss on the air conditioning system. So you just add a little bit of water and make sure that once you're done with the diagnosis and there's a problem or there's not a problem, you dry that off really good. Recommended to do a little bit of air, let it expose for a little bit, dry out, and then put those caps back on, because those caps protect those valves or that orifice for when the gas is going to be put into the system. There's no dust that can go in and ruin your system. That's the purpose of those caps, not just to look good. They have a purpose. So those valves can be a problem, and you don't have to take it to shops to do this diagnosis. You can do it at home, and that way you can save a lot of money. So with that said, folks, for friends who are watching the video, have it subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. If you like a video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in the canal, Channel Jose.